the vast cosmic expanse, where stars flicker and fade into the abyss of the unknown, there exists a truth that transcends mere talent or ambition. Greatness, in its purest form, is not a consequence of fleeting circumstances, but rather the manifestation of a singular, unyielding force, the mind. And among those who have unlocked this hidden power, few shine as brightly as Cristiano Ronaldo. His name, synonymous with success, symbolizes not just the culmination of physical prowess, but the profound mastery over the self. Yet, the question remains: what lies beneath the surface of his success? What invisible thread binds him to the pinnacle of achievement? The answer, though deceptively simple, is profound: mindset. The unshakable belief in one's own potential. Ronaldo's journey isn't just a story of an athlete who conquered the world's most popular sport. It is a narrative of a relentless will that refused to be anything but extraordinary. His path has been one of discipline, sacrifice, and a commitment to continuous growth. When asked what separates the best players from the rest, Ronaldo's response resonates with the power of simplicity and clarity. The best players follow the best. This statement isn't just a surface-level observation. It's an invitation to look deeper, to understand that the greatest do not just mimic the actions of their idols. They internalize their mindset, the subtle nuances of their approach to life. It is not the superficial actions that elevate one to greatness, but rather the deeper, more intrinsic commitment to constant self-improvement. In a world driven by competition, the desire to be the best is not merely a personal ambition, it is a primal force. To become the greatest, one must first acknowledge that there is always someone else who is striving to surpass you. There is no room for complacency. This is the core of Ronaldo's philosophy. He embraces competition, not as an enemy, but as the very catalyst for his growth. He knows that in every challenge, in every rival, there is an opportunity to evolve, to push beyond the boundaries of his own limitations. Competition is not a threat to be feared, but a natural element of the process that fuels greatness. The universe itself is governed by unseen forces, forces that shape the stars and planets, pushing them into orbits that stretch across time. Similarly, Ronaldo's growth is governed by these invisible forces of mental discipline and perseverance. He has made it clear, there is no room for distractions, for complacency, or for idleness. His success is not an accident. It is the product of countless hours of dedication, sacrifice, and mental fortitude. To be the best, he says, you cannot waste time. You cannot rest too much. You cannot afford to slack off because someone else, somewhere, is working harder to surpass you. This is the mindset of a true champion, someone who understands that the path to greatness is not an easy one. It is a path filled with obstacles, challenges, and relentless competition. Yet, it is these very challenges that fuel the fire within. The greatest athletes know that they must rise above the ordinary and embrace the discomfort of pushing beyond their limits. Ronaldo, more than anyone, exemplifies this truth. He has transcended the concept of competition as a threat and redefined it as a force that propels him toward new heights. However, Ronaldo's journey is not solely defined by the external forces of competition and rivalry. At its core, his success is a reflection of the most powerful force within him, his mentality. The most important thing for me is mentality, he states. Being a professional footballer is about discipline, focus, and helping your team. And this all depends on your mentality, on how you speak to yourself, on how you deal with the challenges and the sacrifices that come your way. This is the essence of his success, the understanding that greatness is born from the mind, from the thoughts we choose to nurture, and the beliefs we choose to cultivate. Ronaldo does not leave his fate in the hands of others. He is not swayed by the opinions of coaches, media, or fans. His success is built upon the foundation of self-belief and mental resilience. It is this inner strength, this unshakable confidence in his own abilities, that has propelled him to the top. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to overlook these subtle signals. We're often too caught up in our daily routines, too focused on our immediate problems to see the bigger picture. But by slowing down, by becoming more mindful of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, we begin to perceive the messages that have always been there. Take a moment each day to pause and reflect on what is happening around you. Ask yourself, what is the universe trying to tell me right now? What synchronicities am I experiencing? How can I use them to guide my decisions, actions, and growth? One of the most common ways synchronicity manifests is through numbers. If you've ever noticed repeating numbers in your life, whether on clocks, license plates, or addresses, you've experienced the power of numerology. Numbers are more than just mathematical symbols. They are carriers of deeper meaning and symbolism. For example, seeing the number 1111 may be a reminder to pay attention to your thoughts, as it's said to be a portal to higher consciousness. Repeatedly seeing the number 333 could be a sign of alignment, indicating that you are on the right path. Or perhaps you've noticed the number 444, which is often interpreted as a message of protection and encouragement from the universe, reminding you that you are supported. In 2025, tune into these numbers and allow them to serve as reminders that you are being guided toward your true purpose. The ancient Greeks, including the philosopher Pythagoras, believed that numbers held mystical significance. They saw numbers not only as a way to measure the physical world, but as keys to unlocking hidden truths. Pythagoras taught that the number 1 represented unity and the beginning of all things, while the number 10 represented completion and harmony. By studying the numbers that appear in your life, you can begin to unlock the messages the universe is sending you and gain deeper insight into your journey. By consistently refusing to acknowledge and engage with these integral aspects of ourselves, we deprive ourselves of valuable inner resources, limit our capacity for genuine self-understanding and self-acceptance, and create a fertile breeding ground for psychological distress, including anxiety, depression, neurosis, and other forms of mental and emotional suffering. Jung's work is fundamentally a journey into self-exploration, a detailed guide to unlocking this inherent power within. He stressed the paramount importance of gaining profound knowledge about our deepest selves, including the aspects we often consciously or unconsciously repress or deny. This knowledge is not merely intellectual or abstract. It is deeply experiential, gained through sustained introspection, courageous self-reflection, and a willingness to engage directly with the contents of the unconscious. The process of shadow integration, a crucial aspect of individuation, involves several key methods: self-reflection and journaling. This entails a deep, honest, and courageous examination of one's inner world, including thoughts, feelings, behaviors, motivations, values, and beliefs, particularly those that are uncomfortable, shameful, or difficult to acknowledge. Journaling serves as an invaluable tool for this introspective work, providing a safe, private, and non-judgmental space to externalize our inner world, identify recurring patterns in our thoughts and actions, explore emotional triggers, and confront the aspects of ourselves we tend to avoid, deny, or repress.